I really like this question. I really like this question, so I figured, why not do a video on it? And so thank you, Gordon Franco, for asking me this question. And Gordon has been a faithful subscriber, so I want to give you a shout out, and I want to let you know this is a very, very good question. And the question is, and it's to you guys. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. So comment in the comment section down below. Let me know, what is your favorite zombie film? Now, there's a lot to choose from. Zombie is a big deal, especially in a couple years back where zombie just took by storm because of The Walking Dead. Now, I'm not going to include The Walking Dead because that is a television show unless they end up doing a movie at some point. But even then, I don't think I would consider it well, I don't know because they haven't made a film, but my favorite zombie film, there's a lot to choose from. And before I get to the actual one I choose, I want to just really recommend and kind of talk about like some of them that I really do fucking really enjoy, and it's up there as one of my favorites. And that's probably Dawn of the Dead, the remake. I did see the original, and I really liked the original and what the message was on that, especially towards the end of that film. But I felt like the remake really, I mean, for what it is, and I believe Zack Snyder was the director of that film, it's really good. Like, it's really, really good. I mean, just the fact that these zombies could just run and they're very threatening, and a lot of the times I thought a lot of these characters were gonna get killed. I mean, and then especially that opening with Johnny Cash. I mean, it's just when the man comes around. I really fucking love that movie. I really love. Every time it comes on TV, I'm thinking like, nah, I'm not gonna watch it. But actually, I have to sit down and actually watch it. It's very action packed. It has a style to it where you would think it's a little bit of Michael Bay's kind of style, but it's not. It's very put together very nicely, and I think that's a very, very great freaking zombie flick, especially if it's a remake. A lot of the remakes nowadays are just terrible, but that one seems to really may surpass the original. I'm not saying message wise, because come on, like the original Dawn of the Dead was very, very, very great. The characters to me were a lot better, just overall. Well, I don't want to say a lot better, but it's a different kind of beast, even though it was a remake, and I really did fucking enjoy that film, that remake. So Dawn of the Dead is up there, and of course, I believe 28 weeks later. I don't want to say 28 days later. It's because it's so funny because I did have like I think there's 28 months later, but I believe it's like I want to say it's 28 weeks later or days later. I remember after watching the film, I wanted to watch the sequel, and I think Jeremy Renner was actually in that sequel. I can't remember, but that film is just fantastic as well. It's definitely a little bit kind of, they're not really kind of, I guess you can call them, they're not really zombies, honestly. They're just infected. They're just virus. A lot of people do say that it is a zombie kind of flick, but really it's kind of not. But I'll include it anyway. The guy who plays the Scarecrow from the Christopher Nolan Batman movies is in it. He's the lead. And it's just a great, very intense, in edge of your seat type kind of flick, and the characters in there you follow along, especially him. He has kind of like the same thing that Rick Grimes does in The Walking Dead. So I don't know if Robert Kirkman kind of like, saw that, but I think The Walking Dead came long before that film. But it does remind me somewhat of The Walking Dead. Yeah, it does remind me of Dawn of the Dead, the remake. But it's its own thing too. The atmosphere, the cinematography in there, the acting, the overall pacing. It's just a lot different, and it's very enjoyable. I think a lot of people would find it a little bit too slow paced, but when it does kick into high gear, it kicks into high gear, and you really do want to follow along with our main protagonist and all the other characters in there. So I believe it's 28 days later. It might be 28 days later. It might be 28 weeks later. I can't truly remember because the sequels kind of get in my head, but I can't. But I just watched it maybe like 2 years ago, and I still very much enjoyed it. I think I've seen the movie 3 times, and that was the 3rd time. I still very, very much enjoyed it. It's very memorable too. Some of the scenes are very memorable, especially with the dad that's in there. But overall, those are the films. And then another film I really wanted to mention was Zombieland. Zombieland is a very humorous film. Yeah, it's put together so great. Like I think the characters in that film is what grasped me into it, especially Woody Harrelson. Even Jesse Eisenberg is very fantastic at what he is. He's in that film, like, he plays that kind of same character sometimes, but it really worked in Zombieland, especially Emma Stone and Little Miss Sunshine in there. I love Wichita, I believe it's Woody Harrelson's name. I love how he's just trying to find some fucking Twinkies, and he gets snowballs. I mean, that film is fantastic. It's a film you can watch over and over again. Very entertaining. The Bill Murray cameo is amazing. Absolutely loved it. I love his line when he says, when Little Miss Sunshine's like, "You have any regrets?" He's like, Garfield. Like, it's just absolutely funny. And then Emma Stone laughs during. Just thinking about it makes me laugh. So Zombieland is up there. Like, Zombieland, if it wasn't for this film, I think I would have put Zombieland on top, because zombie films don't have to be all about the horror. It's very great when it's all about the horror, especially the original Night of the Living Dead, but I really think zombies, you could take zombie to another level. I mean, there was another film with the guy who plays Beast in X-Men. I can't really remember the name of that film, where it was kind of a little bit of a different take of zombies as well. But when it comes to my zombie flick, my favorite one, I have to choose Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead, I could watch that over and over again. Simon Pegg is amazing in there. I love him. And Ed. Yeah, I got wood. I love Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is just fantastic, man. I just watched it last night, basically. It's so great. You got Red on you. Like, it's just it's very humorous, but it's very smart, especially with Edgar Wright at the helm. There's a lot of subtle things, yet there's a lot of in your face things, that there's a lot of jokes that if you watch it over and over again, you maybe miss that a lot of stuff that first showing, but then you watch it again, you pick up on a lot of other things that are in the background. There's one particular scene that I barely know. I've seen it 1,000 times, but I kind of never noticed it, and it's kind of right there. You just gotta, it's not like it's hiding, but it's a very humorous and joke. That's when Sean and Ed are coming out of the pub, the Winchester, and they think these two people are making out in the background, but they're like, "Oh, get his life!" Like, they're walking away, and actually the guy's head just goes like he's actually getting eaten. So, it's just smart, beloved movie, and should be beloved because Shaun of the Dead is just so witty and just really brought a lot to the table when it came to the zombie flick, and really is a very smart, and the characters are very, I mean, they're not like gonna, totally be a game changer with the characters, but you follow, even though Sean is kind of a loser, he's this zombie apocalypse makes him kind of a leader. However, he still fucks up. And Ed is still yet, you think, he never changes. He never changes at the end of the film. But overall, I really fucking love that movie. Like, I could watch that. Like, somebody tells me they never seen Shaun of the Dead, like, sit your ass down. We're going to watch Shaun of the Dead right now. Actually, I might watch it right now. I'm not even lying. I'll probably put it on right now on the back. It's that great of a film. It's so fucking great. Of course, it's, Sean and everybody's pretty much British in the film, but it's still fantastic. It's fantastic, man. Edgar Wright kicked that. That's probably Edgar Wright's best work. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can argue with that, like Hot Fuzz, even The World's End. Even Scott Pilgrim versus the World, but I think Shaun of the Dead just takes the cake. And for me, a zombie film doesn't necessarily have to be violent, doesn't have to be horror. It could be horror, it could be comedy. You have to all you have to do is present a different kind of way to show zombies. And I thought Shaun of the Dead did a fantastic way, and it's been the best. I mean, Zombieland came close, but I think Shaun of the Dead is superior in all aspects of the film. I think I can watch it again pick up on something once again. It's a very smart, witty film. So thank you guys for listening. Shaun of the Dead is my favorite zombie flick. I want to know what your guys' favorite zombie flick, and I know there's a ton out there. There's Land of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. We have, like I said, Dawn of the Dead, both the original and the remake. I believe there's a lot of the sequels, so to speak, of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. You have 28 Weeks Later, I believe it's called. You just have so many. You just have so many. There's so many zombie flicks out there. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a lot of the big ones. But when it comes to zombie flicks, like Shaun of the Dead is always going to be my number one. It's just that awesome. So thank you guys for listening. I'm Dan Megan Dad's son. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. Like the video if you like it, and comment below and let me know what is your favorite zombie flick, and tell me why it's your favorite zombie flick. And I would love to hear all your guys' response. See you guys later. You stay dead out there. No, I'm just kidding.